Unhinged, 1982. Violence beyond reason, victims beyond help. 80s slasher, sexploitation elements, psychodrama. Sometimes, with 80s slashers, it's all about the ending, and this one is just gravy. But before I get to that, I'm going to give a short, minor, non-spoiler review of this. It was made in Oregon. It made the infamous video nasty list like a lot of other early 80s slasher films did. The special effects only consist of splashing red paint on actors' face, really. But the soundtrack is really unique. That stands out. The acting, wow, some of the lines are delivered so flat it kind of takes away from the film. But let me give you the plot and the setting of this. It's about three girls that go on this road trip in Oregon, and as you know, there's a rainstorm and they end up crashing their car. So they end up at this house way out in the middle of nowhere, no road, so their car is totaled. So they're stuck at this mansion, this classy, elegant mansion for 3 days. And it's run by the matriarch, is this crazy old man-hating woman.
As you may have concluded from last night's dinner, my mother is not, shall we say, quite right.
And they're not really savages, they're more classy, and it's a beautiful mansion that they end up filming. And we get the dinner scene where we get to really learn the old woman, Mrs. Penrose's personality. And what we get to find out is that
When your hatred for my father blossomed into this maniacal hatred for all men. You see, my brother Carl has never been quite right mentally. Oh, he's perfectly harmless. But he's never gone beyond the very fundamental stage.
as you might have or not heard, the father of this family left them a long time ago. So the old woman has kept her daughters sheltered. Her daughter's a grown woman and she still is at home. She doesn't allow her outside, And then we get to learn that this peeping Tom who's been watching the girls the whole movie for filler, like the whole first hour, We learn that that's their son, that's her son, and she hates men so much that she's outcasted her son to live out. She doesn't even let her son live in the house. And so he's socially inept, uneducated, outside, what we believe to be killing these girls all throughout. But that the whole family is kind of sinister, but it does the whole build up. So now I'm going to talk about towards the ending. Then we get to and they did like these aerial shots of the car, and they used it like 5 times. They milked it hardcore. So it gets towards the ending, and you're like, what's the twist gonna be? We know, because the daughter of the family appears to be good, and this is one of the girls that we follow, the lead girl that we follow, named Terry. And so it's like POV shots of the killer the whole movie, terrible death scenes. It's like a Grim Reaper shaft in the woods, and it's like an axe to the head while someone's sleeping, except for their cutaway. The axe to the head while someone's sleeping never gets old. It's awesome, but they were just all cutaway death scenes with not much special effects or any props at all done. And so we get to the ending, and we get to reveal that Marion, let me replay this music here. Marion, and so the lead girl finds the dead bodies of her friends out in the shed, and she thinks it's the boy that's been staying outside, and we get to reveal that Marion is living an androgynous lifestyle because she's actually a boy.
Carl had nothing to do with that.
one you totally don't even see the twist coming. She's been having to live as a girl so that her mother doesn't hate her and kick her out of the house and treat her like shit, even though she still treats her like shit. So she ends up hacking up Terry for the ending, so all the girls are dead, and she goes over this long monologue, Jill Roberts style, that lasts forever. No survivors, didn't even see it coming. Unbelievable ending. It makes me give this movie a B at this point. Just because of that ending. If you could get through all the POV filler, you know what you're into for an early 80s movie anyway, so it's worth it. This was JBM from Mr. Creepshow 09. This was my Unhinged review. I'm out. I give it a B.